As we hit the road for summer's last hurrah, what can we expect to encounter with others enjoying their travel plans? Joining us with some answers, including the latest trends in gas prices, is public affairs specialist Brian Ortner of AAA Nebraska. Brian, this has been a busy travel season. What is AAA seeing for travel numbers this Labor Day weekend for both on the road and in the air?
Yeah, this year it's record-breaking. Blockbuster summer travel season is what we are seeing, and it comes to a close during the upcoming Labor Day holiday weekend. And although we don't conduct a full travel forecast for the Labor Day holiday, we do have a series of trends and trips for travelers, which we can get to. But overall, domestic travel over this coming weekend is up 9% compared to last year, while the cost of domestic travel is down 2%. So great information for those hitting the road this holiday weekend.
Brian, where is everyone traveling this last big weekend of summer?
Interesting. According to AAA booking data, Alaska cruises are a big one. They're sold out for the weekend. They bring in smaller crowds, cooler temperatures, and make it a popular travel destination this time of year. And that's also one of the reasons Seattle is the number one Labor Day weekend destination, up nearly 30% from last year when it also topped the list. Surprisingly, Alaska is up there too. Anchorage and Juneau are also in the top 10 of Labor Day destinations. And then your regulars are there too, like Orlando, New York, and Boston. Internationally, though, Labor Day travel is predicted to be down about 4% from last year per our booking numbers. But seeing that it's up domestically is, again, a great sign.
Brian, when are some of the best and busiest times expected to be for this travel weekend?
If you're traveling by car, avoid the afternoon and early evening hours of Thursday and Friday, as those times are going to be most congested if people are taking off early from work. If you can, hit the road in the morning, unless you're leaving on Saturday, when the best time to travel by car is going to be in the afternoon. And then if you're returning on Sunday and on Labor Day, leave as early as possible to avoid that heavy traffic in the afternoon.
Brian, how are costs looking when it comes to airfare, lodging, and renting a vehicle?
These are great numbers to see, Paul. You look at domestic airfares, they're 2% cheaper this Labor Day weekend compared to last year. That trend continues throughout the holidays. International flights, 8% cheaper this holiday weekend when compared to last year. Hotels are a little bit up, 7% more expensive over this Labor Day weekend. International hotels are 2% more expensive, but here's kind of where that flips. Rental cars are 16% cheaper this holiday weekend when compared to last year. Domestically and internationally, 21% prices have gone up on the expensive side for international travel. With not as many people traveling internationally, those domestic numbers sure make an impact.
We're talking right now with AAA Nebraska's Brian Ortner for more on how travel is looking for this Labor Day weekend. Brian, a concern for everyone is gas prices. What direction are those gas prices trending this weekend and also after the holiday weekend?
Down. Let's just say that as a quick answer. You know, the average across the state of Nebraska as of Thursday was $3.16 a gallon. You put that a year ago around the holiday weekend, it was $3.57 per gallon on average across the state, and that's just across the state. If you look at Labor Day nationally, we were at $3.81 as a national average last year for the cost of fuel per gallon across the U.S. And that's despite the popularity of summer road trips. Overall, gas demand has been down. Daily driving habits have changed a little bit post-pandemic, tempering those price spikes. But as we get closer to hitting the month of September, hurricanes, we're entering that end of the hurricane season. Hurricanes hitting the Gulf and affecting regional refineries could cause prices to go up as the peak of the season approaches here next month.
Tow to Go is usually offered by AAA during a busy holiday weekend. Brian, is it available this holiday weekend? And in case there's been too much celebrating, how does that work?
Yeah, Tow to Go is active. It goes active 6 o'clock Friday night, and it runs through 6 a.m. Tuesday, September the 3rd. And here's the biggest thing. Providing this program alleviates or gives drivers no excuse for driving under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or other impairing medications. But we want to remind people that treat Tow to Go as a last resort. Make plans now for a safe ride home. If those plans change, it's as simple as a phone number, 855-2-TOW-TO-GO or 855-286-9246. A reminder, it activates Friday night at 6 p.m. and runs through 6 a.m. Tuesday, September the 3rd. It's a free service and confidential to AAA members and non-members. It's a local ride for one person and their vehicle to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. Appointments cannot be scheduled in advance. It is, again, designed as a safety net for those who did not plan ahead or whose plans change. Always, always, always a possible designated driver before celebrating. And just so you know, in some situations, we may need to make other arrangements to get an impaired driver a safe ride home. And it may not be available in all areas if there's some severe weather conditions that approach. But we'll do everything we can to make sure that people have the opportunity to get home safely during the holiday weekend.
AAA continues to offer roadside assistance. Brian, if we are stranded, what are some good reminders?
Well, the best way to avoid spending your holiday on the roadside is, if you still have the time, which we have a couple days, is get that full vehicle inspection done before your trip. Routine maintenance is key. This will help ensure everything from your battery to your brakes are in proper working order. But in the event you encounter car trouble and you're on the road, pull as far over on the shoulder as safely as possible to create more distance between your vehicle and passing traffic. Turn your hazard lights on so other drivers are aware that you're there. Get to the nearest exit or stopping point, if possible, is also a great reminder. Plan before you go. Have your motorist assist or insurance information or your AAA app ready to go on your phone, so it's an easy number to call so you can get that service taken care of as soon as possible. Remain with your vehicle as long as it is safe to do so. Obviously, your safety is the most important. And if getting out of your vehicle, watch for oncoming traffic for a good time to exit. Remain alert and close to your vehicle. Avoid turning your back to traffic whenever possible. And if you're behind the wheel and not experiencing trouble, don't forget, if you see someone on the side of the road, slow down, move over, give them the room they need to get back on the road safely.
Thanks, Brian, and have yourself a great Labor Day weekend.
I will, if you promise to do the same, Paul.
All right. Thanks, Brian. That's Public Affairs Specialist Brian Ortner of AAA Nebraska with an update on travel expectations this Labor Day weekend. For more on what AAA offers, you can search AAA on Google and Facebook. I'm Paul Perkins on the Rural Radio Network.